So I was reading an article in Forbes online and talking about the new CBA that is being proposed. And, there's an opt-out date by the 31st of March. So the NBA is trying to get this thing done and get it done very quickly before the end of the month. If some of the things that go through that are proposed to go through happen, one guy should be very happy, and that is Dejounte Murray. Now, we know that Dejounte Murray is going into next year in the last year of his contract. He plays his final year. He will be an unrestricted free agent after that, okay? But according to Forbes, one of the things that's being proposed is currently in the CBA, a player can get as much as 120% above their current salary in an extension, okay? So take 120%. So at this point, you're looking at a $17.7 million deal for Dejounte Murray. That's what he goes into next year with, okay? They can offer him as much as 120% according to the current CBA agreement. But the new CBA is looking at increasing that to 140 to 150%. So right now, as of right now, the Hawks, if they extended under the old condition of the CBA, a contract extension to Dejounte Murray, it would be 4 years and $95.2 million. If this new percentage, and they get the bump and the new CBA goes to 140 or 150, if it's on the 150 side, then that number can go up to 4 for 119. Now, that's for an extension, okay? Now, here's the thing, though. They say in the article that even if Murray gets that kind of extension, say it's 4 for 119, and I got no problem with that, paying Dejounte Murray good money, it would still make him the 14th highest paid point guard in the league, right? 14th among salaries and stuff like that. So I think realistically that it's going to be a situation where Dejounte Murray tests the free agent market. Why? Why is he going to potentially test the free agent market? And look, Murray right now, 21 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds a game, okay? Here's what he's looking at. If the cap goes up to $140.7 million, that's supposedly what is being estimated as the new NBA cap for next year for the 2024 season, 2025 season. It would be $140.7 million, okay? So the Hawks would be able to offer on the top end 5 years and $244.8 million, whereas another team that would come in could offer him 4 for $181.5 million. So even if some team, if he goes on the open market, another team can offer him, the Hawks can offer him the 5th year with the bird rules and all that kind of stuff. But you're looking at 5 years and another $250 million. Now, I don't know if Dejounte Murray's that valuable of a player, but certainly is he not in line to get even a bigger contract than what a John Collins has? I mean, you look at guys like Jalen Brunson and people like that. Could he not make more money than even a Brunson? I mean, you're talking probably about a $30 million a year player on your cap. Now, to put that in perspective, Trae Young, who's going into his supermax years, right? He's going to go, he's about $40 million right now. I think he goes up to $47 million next year. So he's going to run you over the next few years, $46 to $49 million on the cap. Could Dejounte Murray be a $30 million player in that market? Oh, absolutely he could. So would I love to just be able to extend Murray? If it's 4 for 119, I got no problem with that. But if he tests free agency and he gets a deal from another team, but the Hawks can offer him the 5th year, then it gets kind of dicey, because do the Hawks want to go into that almost $250 million realm over 5 years for Dejounte Murray? Yeah, that gets awfully expensive at that point, because now we're talking about, okay, what do you do with Hunter? What do you do with Collins? What do you do with Capella? And I do think look, Bogey's not going to take his player option. Okay. He's going to shop his wares on the open market. So that's not a problem. If he walks and he goes, okay, I'd rather have Bogey leave me than put $18 million on the cap for his player option. Because now we're really going to get into serious luxury tax mode. Okay. So I'm hoping that the Hawks could find a way to extend Dejounte Murray. I hope Murray doesn't hit free agency. If he hits free agency when all is said and done, it's going to cost the Hawks a lot. And he may well do that. And that's why this is all so important. Look, yes, it's the future plans of what this Hawks team is going to be and what Quinn Snyder and all this kind of stuff. We talk everything about Trae Young, but certainly Dejounte Murray is a guy that they have to assess whether or not he fits in this organization. What can we pay him? How much are we going to dip into our pool of money to pay him for? Do we move on from a John Collins? Do we move on from a DeAndre Hunter? Do we move on from a Clint Capella? Because I think one of those 3 guys is going to end up getting moved by the time the draft happens. And now if you move one of those guys, now maybe the blow of either extending Dejounte Murray potentially, or if you have to dip in the free agent pool where you re-sign him as a free agent, you kind of free up some more money. But this team, make no mistake about it, this team is going in the luxury cap next year, or luxury tax, I should say, next year, because Hunter's contract is bigger. You got more money allocated to John Collins. You got more money allocated to Trae Young. You got more money allocated to Clint Capella. So even without Bogey and all these things, it's still going to put them in the luxury tax. Now the question is for the Hawks and Tony Ressler more specifically. Yeah, Landry Fields can say whatever he wants, but if Tony Ressler only wants to be so far into the luxury tax, then Tony Ressler is only going to be so far in the luxury tax. And that's why the idea of getting Dejounte Murray, who could really benefit from, he's a guy that is probably undervalued based upon the current CBA and based upon the deal that he signed. He's probably looking at a guy that will certainly command a big salary if he hits the free agent open market. But even if he gets extended, maybe that's a way for the Atlanta Hawks to keep him in place without letting him hit free agency. All right, let's talk about our folks over at Built Bar. Listen, new year, new you, right? We're all trying to get in shape. We're trying to eat a little bit healthier. We're looking for those snacks, lower sugar, lower carbs, lower calories, but we want the high protein aspect of it as we're working out, right? Built Bar's got you covered. So you can go to built.com today, check out their wide selection of all the different products that they have, all of the new flavors that are coming online, whether you want the traditional protein bars, whether you want the marshmallow or the protein-infused marshmallow puffs, either one, they're great. But listen, now you can go to either Walmart in the pharmacy section and pick up a box of Built Bars, or you can head over to Sam's Club and pick up a box of Built Bars. So whether you want to go the brick and mortar route to the store and get your box, or you want to go online to built.com and check out what they have, either way now, you have more options available to get your hands on Built Bars. Built Bars are fantastic. 130 calories, 17 grams of protein, but only 4 grams of sugar. So pick up your box of Built Bars today, either at built.com or Sam's Club or Walmart.